Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. Today's Friday the 3rd of August. I'm hearing that today's puzzle is a bit interesting. So here we go, my life solved with the Times crossword. Landlord's agent has trouble stopping strike. No. Certain players from GB, Cavalier with rules, must be an anagram of GB and rules. Buglers, certain players of instruments. 7 across. Fellow setter from Coleraine, Northern Ireland gel. Nigel is a fellow. Patent I quietly reward inappropriately. Ineptly. No. I don't quite get that. The King and I sets make for stirring musical. Some sort of anagram going on, I imagine, in that. 8 down. Remarkable for Scotland to get sanctioned. It's just not done. Unco, I think, is a Scottish remarkable. Unco, something that's not done. Oh, sanctioned is okayed, so uncooked, not done in that sense. Patent I quietly reward. Patent, overt, over-tip. There we go. I and P for quietly. That must be Kiss Me Kate for this musical. Y. It is an anagram. K and I sets make. One allowed to cut money for American when not working. Some sort of time. I let to cut idle time. Dime is the money for the American. Landlord's agent has trouble stopping strike. Ill. Stopping bailiff. Ale stopping biff. 3 down. Contribution falling short. Paper's head. About to drop setter. I can't even think of the phrase. In pup is pregnant for a dog. So about to drop setter, perhaps. Input with P. Okay. Altered print, e.g. if, fingertip. Manipulated digitally. It's an adjective, fingertip. Bore with patter. One's cracked, finally. No, let's try right winger in London, ignoring position taken by Brussels chap. EU man? No, I can't see that. 14 down. It's blooming strong. Ask for a fresh brew. Could it just be an anagram of strong and ask, and it's blooming, so it's a flower? Not grass. It is a plant, maybe not a flower. 18 across. What the French would make of UK newspaper expert. No, I can't see that. Cleaner turned over communists holding pensioner captive. So the pensioner's OAP. Soap powder, OAP POW, held in reds backwards. Whack doing no harm at all. Whack doing no. Could be an anagram of doing no. Whack would be an odd term to choose there. A wrestling champion. Maybe boxes following change in direction. About face. About ace. Boxing or containing. F for following. Okay, 23 down. Let's have a look at this. White deposit on tail of red squirrel. Hoard. Whore is a kind of frost, and tail of red is D. A number of things conveyed by Morse. Ditty or dotty. Oh, a ditty is a number. And Morse is made up of dits and dars. Maybe hailing judge after victory. That would be try, so win and try for wintry. 19. Military commands, unpleasant consequences. Fallout. Fallout is a military command, yes. Okay, whack, doing no harm at all. I can't see that. Whack. Let's have a look. This must be deft. Expert is deft. So D-F-T. Whack, doing no harm at all. Helping. Yes, my whack is my ration or helping or share of something. 21 down. Note Yankee keeps. Doe would be the note then. Y for Yankee. Keeps corrupt prairie girl in work. Doyen? No. 6. 28. Look on stick to support. Down. Produced article in English in place of Dutch. It's probably a Ghent, I suppose. No. Oh no, I don't even. Ghent's in Belgium, not Holland. One extracting pardon from base rebel once. Hereward? It was a rebel once. No, I don't think so. Story a fraction, as it were, of what the writer possesses. I don't know. 12 across. Oh, we've looked at that. 5 across would help. Backing for some recalcitrant heavyweight on the way. The way could be ST, but ton? No, I can't see that. Light food, cold, before short drive back. Spin? Chips. Doesn't quite have enough stuff in it there. Experiences in a luxury car, leaving one horrified. Experiences. Aghast, has in a GT, which leaves one, i.e. somebody solving. Horrified, that's hard. Bore with patter. One's cracked finally. Punchline, I suppose. Line can be patter. Not quite sure how bore is punch. Right winger in London. East End or something? Ignoring position. Taken by Brussels chap. Eustace, so stance without N after EU. And N is the right winger in the word London. Light food, cold, for short, dry, crepe. Repel, drive back. Wow. Back not acting as a reverser there. Now here there's too many reversers, so backing for some recalcitrant heavyweight on the way. Backing for some Arctic. A heavyweight on the way means a heavy vehicle. Wow. Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. I can't see how that's working at all. Can't even think of any words that work. That's annoying. Oh, the story of fraction. as it were, of what the writer possesses. Is that tail, which is part of talent? I doubt it. 17 down. Suspicion. Protection is needed for computer device. I'm sure suspicion's the definition, but pop to Eton finally for meeting with head. Well, Eton finally has to be the letter N. Pop could be Papa, or I don't know. Back to this one. Note, Yankee keeps corrupt prairie girl in work. So it probably ends in Y because of the Yankee. That might make this stand by. Look on is stand by. Stick to is stand by if you stick to your story, and support is stand by. Triple definition. Right, produced article in English in place of Dutch. Thema? No. Again, I can almost see a Dutch place there. Not quite though. 17 down. Suspicion protection is needed for computer device. Mouse pad. I almost feel that could be right, but I don't know why. I haven't looked at this. 24 across. Rumpus after champion gets 3 out of 15. I think that might mean, no, it can't. I was going to say 15 across without 3 letters. That's not right. Oh, I don't quite know where to go now. I'm not having any joy with any of these. Back to 6 down. Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. 3's a crowd if 2's company. So it could be try. Why partners in crime? Oh. Story, a fraction, as it were, of what the writer possesses. Don't know. 1 extracting pardon from base. That can be E sometimes. Rebel or rebel once. No, let's have a look at this one again. So, girl in work. There's some word, isn't there, that must fit that, meaning a girl in work, but corrupt prairie. What on earth is prairie? Calamity Jane. Note, Yankee keeps corrupt. Corrupt. Ooh, this is hard. This is a hard puzzle. Pop to Eton finally, so that could end in N. How about this? No. So it could be mouse. Touchpad. A suspicion is a touch. There we go. Crikey. Pop to Eton finally for meeting with head. Pa to N. Peyton. Don't know what that might mean. 24 with a C in it. Rumpus after champion. Ace again? We've had that before. Gets 3 out of 15. Just don't know. 24. Produced article in English in place of Dutch. instead of, is in place of, I just don't know. Rumpus. 3 out of 15. I'm just looking at these, hoping that some inspiration dawns now. Pop to Eton finally from meeting with head. And no Yankee keeps corrupt prairie girl in work. Just can't see these at all. Some sort of maid, a dimity or something. No, it's not right. Note, could that be anything other than dough? Corrupt prairie. What on earth is that referring to? Work, I suppose, could be any book or musical work. I might be just not being able to think of something. But I mean, I'm fascinated with corrupt prairie girl. What on earth does that mean? Pop to eat and find. Oh, pop could be to pawn something. But that doesn't really work. Prawn? I suppose a paypan can't be a meeting with the Pope or something. It doesn't really make sense. One extracting, pardon, a forgivee from base rebel once. My goodness, this is a hard one to finish. Right. Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. Might never finish this. Note, Yankee keeps corrupt prairie girl in work. No, come on, something's got to give. Produced article in English in place of Dutch. What's the in English doing? Gouda, or there must be some Dutch place that I've probably heard of that fits this. Produced, made, Edam. What is going on here? Rumpus. After champion gets 3 out of 15. I mean, I don't even know. It's got to be a rumpus, hasn't it? But what fits that? Face. Rumpus gets 3 out of 15. Let's have a look at 15 again. Story, a fraction, as it were, of what the writer possesses. Story. I've, the writer possesses, I have. A fraction, mine, what the writer possesses. What sort of fraction? I mean, that's so vague. One extracting, pardon from base rebel once. No, just don't know. 3 out of 15. Back row would be 3 in a rugby 15. So that's a row after to champion or to back. So that I got that by thinking about this being Hereward again. But I just don't know why Hereward the Wake is appearing here. One extracting. I mean, it could be him. And what's this now? I mean, they're all right. So why don't I know this place? Produced article in English in place of Dutch. Wow. Bremer? Biella? Oh, this is Dorothy, isn't it? Roth is a corrupt parent. Oh, Girl in Work. Okay, Girl in Work, because Dorothy appears in The Wizard of Oz. Or maybe she's even a prairie girl. Doe with the H and rot. Wow. Pop to Eton. So I'm thinking this is Pater then. Pate. Pater is how an Eton boy would speak of his father, I suppose. Okay, I don't know why that's Hereward. That's annoying. But I think it is now. Story, a fraction, as it were, of what the writer possesses. What? Story? Tenth? Mine? Myth? My? Wow, that's... Okay, that's my, and then th as an ordinal or a fraction like 7th, 9th, 10th. What a weird clue. Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. So it's probably a crime, is it? Trinery? Is that some equivalent of binary? Trinary? Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. And what's this? I mean, these ones, I just don't know what's going on. Produced article in English. Bread. Breeder. Breeder. That is the answer. But what is in English doing in there? Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. I mean, if this is just a cryptic reference to a word trinary that I barely know, meaning having 3 parts, and that's considered a crowd of partners in crime, what's the exclamation mark doing there? Just because it's ridiculous. That's not enough. There must be some sort of crime in here. I'm confident with all those crossing letters. Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. It can hardly have, I can't think of anything chewinary, maybe. It could be a U. But other than that, it's got to be a consonant up here. Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. Trinary. Is that really a word? It's just, I don't know. Interestingly, in a crossword competition, I'm not sure what I'd do. Maybe I would just enter trinary and hand it in. The other way to look at it is, this puzzle's really hard. It's going to take anybody a long, long time, and getting the right answer could be at an absolute premium. But then, is anybody going to get the right answer? Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. Rival? Trivally? Tribery. Thingamy nearly fits. W, twine. Everything comes back to the R. Trinery. I just don't believe. It might be a word. I don't know any other word that fits this pattern. I think I'm going to have to go with it, but it's very unsatisfactory to me. Having quite a crowd of partners in crime. It can't be a specific crime reference like working in a gang of 3, can it? Oh, trigamy. It's a crime from having too many marriage partners. Trigamy, which must be a version of bigamy with 3 wives. Whoa, that's I mean, I should have thought of that quicker, but it's monstrously hard. What a puzzle. Absolutely vicious. It's years since I took that long over a times puzzle. Fascinating. Well, certainly the hype was worth it, but was the puzzle? I mean, I'm not sure. I think that's very fair and a word that I hadn't heard of, but maybe that's my problem. Loads of stuff. I mean, even on the left where I got it done reasonably. Ditty. Helping. And down here, Dorothy. Breeder. Hereward. What is going on with Hereward at 16? One extracting pardon from base. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Fascinating. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments and I'll be grateful. But thanks for watching me struggle. I hope it's provided you with some schadenfreude. And see you again on Cracking the Cryptic.